All right, it is Tuesday, September 14th. I had to look at my watch to figure out what day it is. It is co-pilot show day. I am Mitch, the viral traffic guy, or the traffic guy, or I'm just Mitch if you want to call me. I am the host of the co-pilot show, and today's show is one of my favorite kinds of shows. I hope it's one of yours. It's a lot of fun. It's the review show where we go in and we look at campaigns. Deborah says, Mitch, the viral virtuoso. There you go. Nice, thank you. So we're going to look at 4 campaigns today, except 3 of them are closed. Dang it. Unfortunately, when people submit their campaigns, so when you, excuse me, when you sign up for the co-pilot show, every week you get an email, and on that email it says, by the way, for the review show, if you want to submit your campaign for review, fill out this form. So I have 4 people that submitted the form this week, but 3 of them, their campaign is closed. Now, I looked this morning about 2 hours ago, and I quickly dashed off an email to 3 of those people where their campaigns are closed and said, hey, the campaign is closed. I can't see it. And so I keep hoping that before we get too far with the show, they're going to open their email and see from me that their campaign is closed and reopen it. But when you submit your campaign to be reviewed, please make sure that I can see it. And the other thing is, please don't send me the link that says app.upviral.com, because that's the internal link. I don't have access to your account, so I can't. I'm laughing because AJ says, nice haircut. Lenny says, I never get those emails. They must be excluding buyers. I don't think so. I just don't think you're getting the right emails in your account, Lenny. We talked about that yesterday. AJ is giving me grief about my haircut. We can talk about that later day in the mastermind, but I've been cutting my own hair. Yes, it's true. And I've just decided to go all the way down to the nub kind of sort of deal. Couple of weeks, I might just get the razor and just go to it. I don't know, who cares? Anyway, so I have basically 1 campaign to review today because that 1 campaign works. And I'm going to just double check everything right now. The one that I have that works is from Scott. He has been chit-chatting in the UpViral group. And so I know he's been making some changes to his campaign based on his UpViral group, Facebook group comments. So kudos to Scott for being open. And what we're going to do, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to check a couple of more things because I want to make sure that anybody that wants to be reviewed can be reviewed. So if you haven't submitted your campaign lately, you can just go ahead and do that right now if you want to send it to me. Hello, Martin. Oh, Scott's here. Good for you, Scott. And if you want to submit it to me, you could just send a link to me in the chat if you're here. But we're going to just dive in and see about Scott's campaign. Kiki's here. Welcome, Kiki. A lot of people have popped in the last couple of minutes. Johan, Joseph, Carrie. I said hi to Carrie. Kiki. Linda's here. Martin's here. Rick's here. Rodney's here. Thank you all for popping in. Let me know. Even if your campaign is currently running, let me know. Yuli's here. Happy to give you some feedback. And let's see, who was it? Yesterday, I did a Facebook Live on my timeline yesterday. Really fun thing. It's free if you want to come over and pop on my timeline tomorrow at this very same time. you can see where I am doing some fun stuff, and I'm not here to promote that, but you can come find out what I'm doing over on my Facebook timeline. Now, yesterday, what I started to say is one of the people that was in my Facebook Live came in and he commented, I couldn't remember who he was. Couldn't come up with his name, or he said you reviewed one of my campaigns. So he was here, he told me the episode. It was very encouraged, even though I know I ripped him to shreds on his campaign. So Pat has a very good question, so I will take care of that, Pat. And why don't we just dive into that? But again, before I get started, for those of you who are watching, sometimes I can be very constructive. How about I say it that way? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here. This is about making your campaign better. Now, why am I here? For those of you who don't know, I have 250,000 leads that I gathered with my UpViral account, working for clients and myself and helping students to build their own campaigns. This number is probably double that if you count all the other campaigns outside of my own account. That's been over the last 6 years. I actually used a different tool before UpViral, so it's been 7 or 8 years that I've been doing contests. And I'm doing a lot more now. If you go back and watch the episode number 62, which was very popular because it was 7 ways other than contests to use UpViral. So that's in the Copilot Show archives. If you have UpViral, you can go see those in your learning center. I'll show you that in just a second. You can always see the replays over on YouTube as well inside the Facebook group for UpViral, which is where we're also streaming live. Holy cow, Jenna's here. Jenna, hi, Jenna, how have you been? Jenna and I talked about doing a campaign a couple of years ago, and we spent 2 hours building a campaign, but we never finished it. So Jenna, it's good to see you here. Long story there, wasn't it? Good to see you here. All right, now, let's dive in. I want to make sure I got the recording going, right? We are recording. We are on Facebook. And Deborah's helping out with a link in the chat. All right, so the first thing, let me turn on screen sharing. But first, let me make sure that I'm in a place where you can appropriately see me. I don't want to do a screen sharing and then suddenly be causing a problem with my own stuff, right? So I want to make sure things are all happy here. Let me get rid of this window. Why is that window not moving? There it goes. Get that out of the way. All right, so you guys should see this newsletter sign up, right? This is where I'm doing some split testing in my own account. Notice I wanted you to see this because I am actually doing split testing. Woohoo! Fantastic feature of UpViral. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to my dashboard, and these are live things and inactive things that I am testing. But Pat's question was, I can't seem to find the new campaign templates in UpViral. Could you please let me know how to find them? If you go up here to create new campaign, Pat, you will see the campaign templates. Now, there was some confusion on yesterday's live stream about the difference between campaign templates, page templates. I said that wrong already. There's a difference between campaign templates, which are these, and page templates, which I will show you in just a second. If you want to build an entire campaign, now UpViral has the ability to share campaigns. So I could share a campaign with you from my account to yours. Or you can get one of UpViral's pre-built campaigns. It's the same functionality, and those pre-built campaigns are here. So this very first one is create my own campaign. I don't need your help, right? That's the basic, I'm going to go build a campaign from scratch. These other 5 that are listed here as milestone, waiting list, sweepstake, and contest, these are all campaigns that the UpViral team has created that have all of the actions, have all of the points, have all of the design templates, have the sharing templates, have the emails. All of those things are inside these campaigns. Now, if you tap on this little arrow, the white one, they all appear with an arrow, or even just click it, you will go to a template, an info sheet that shows you what that campaign is intended to do. And there's always going to be a little bit of confusion. I found out yesterday that it's a little hard sometimes for people to understand exactly what's in a template, in a campaign template. The key to these things is to understand that the campaign templates are completely customizable. It's like a skeleton with some stuff in it that you could just modify for your own use. So if I do show preview here, and the preview only shows you the 2 templates, the 2 pages, it does not show you the emails, it doesn't show you the point setup or anything else, but you can get an idea of what the templates are set up to be. But of course, you can completely customize these once you're done. You know, once you get in there and once you clone one. So up here at the top, you can do the 2 pages. You can click on the right arrow and go see the sharing page. Again, these are all completely customizable. You can do anything you want to. You can change the colors, you can change the pictures, you can change the text. These are here to give you an outline, a rough draft of what you could do. And potentially what I would advise you to do would be to take all 5 of those custom templates and put them in your account and just go through them, look at them, see all of the emails, see what's in them for points and incentives and everything else. That's the best way of going in and really looking at them. The preview is okay. You can have as many campaigns in your account as you want. You are not limited to any number of campaigns. So why not go build all 5 of them? See what you can get. Pat says, it's interesting because when I save the draft and then come back to it, it seems like it did not keep the chosen template. It even changes the campaign name to custom campaign every time. I have not seen that, Steve, Pat. I have not seen that, but if that's happening to you, you need to report that to the UpViral team. Let's just find out, for example. I'm going to move my face out of the way because we're inside of Zoom. Pat says, how do you do that? Bring them into my account. Just do use template right here. Okay, I'm going to go back, right? So I'm sitting here. This is the information. If I do use template, or I can do show preview and then use template. Well, this is creating a campaign inside of my account with that template, with all of the bells and whistles of that template. All right, so now you see milestone ongoing email. It's in draft mode. If I go back to my dashboard, then you will see that that campaign is here. I created it 20 seconds ago. It's in draft mode. This is the URL. And I suspect the people that submitted campaigns, they're sitting in draft mode right now. So that's probably the problem. But that campaign is now sitting in my account. And if I go do edit campaign, the design template's here. You saw that a minute ago. It's right here. The sharing page is right here. So I don't know. It's not happening to me, Pat. I don't know what exactly you're doing, but that's the process. So I would create all 5 of them. So I created the milestone one. I'd go create another campaign and I'd do this one. And I'd go ahead and bring that into my account so that I can go in and see all of the settings. And I could even launch it and then see what it looks like and sign up and see what the emails are when they come to me, etc. You can see all that stuff. All right. Pat says, I must have been doing something wrong. Seems quite simple. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And part of the reason I took time to do that is because this is a brand new feature of UpViral. This is a very exciting feature, especially when you start looking at things like, hey, you could phone me up or whatever and say, hey, Mitch, I saw this campaign that you ran. Could I have that? And I could share that across from my account to your account, just like we did here. So you can have campaigns. So you guys can start swapping campaigns. If you see somebody that's running an UpViral campaign, contact them and say, hey, would you mind sharing that with me? And I'm just going to go to the dashboard and show you again how that's done. It's very simple. Let's suppose that I wanted to share this with you right now. If I come over to the More button, the 3 dots, and I do, it's in draft mode. All right, I can't do it on a draft mode campaign. So anyway, let's just scroll down and find one. If I wanted to share my newsletter sign up, which I have leads coming into, I would come here and I would do share, and then I could copy this link and give you that link, and you would be able to bring that entire campaign, minus a few things because they take out personal and critical data. You can see those things right here. But you can share a campaign with somebody. Now, if you decide you don't want to share that anymore, you can just turn this off. So if you disable it, even though somebody has the link, they cannot bring that campaign into their account. Okay. Now, when I disable that, Lewis, go ahead and ask your question in the chat. I saw you raise your hand. If you disable that, the campaign, let's go through the scenario because I know this question always comes up. Let's suppose I take this campaign, I share the link with you. Pat, you receive the campaign and you click the link and you accept it into your account. If I disable that, if I turn this link off, you have it in your account. I cannot take it away from you once I have given it to you, even if I disable it. But that would prevent other people from using that link in the future. All right. Hint, hint, by the way, if you wanted to, you could sell some of your very valuable campaigns. That's outside of UpViral, obviously, but you could do that. Lewis, type your question in the comments, please. All right. Good morning, Lewis. All right. So that's the functionality to get a campaign into your account, whether it's an UpViral one or somebody else's. Of course, you could always just clone your own campaigns, right? Don't forget that that clone feature is there. All right, so before we get, I'm going to get to you, Scott, right soon. Pat asked a question. My product launch is coming up, and my Shopify store is still under construction, showing the coming soon page, but allowing visitors to enter their email to subscribe. What would you recommend I do for email list building campaign in terms of where the landing pages should be? What do you recommend I do for building a campaign in terms of where landing pages should be? Not totally sure I understand the question, Pat. Let me just turn screen sharing off. In my book, you should be using UpViral pages for everything you do that is list building. So if you're going to do an opt-in, I would do it inside an UpViral page, especially if you're just starting out. I would not do a campaign that is a widget campaign, because that's a little bit more sophisticated. You can do it. I'm not saying you can't, but I would suggest that you start with the basic UpViral campaign. Pick one of the templates that UpViral provides for you. Test it out. See how it works. See what it does. Right? The last thing he said is UpViral versus my domain. UpViral is one of the few tools that even at the basic level gives you a custom domain. Some of the other tools will charge you $199 a month for a custom domain. I always suggest that if you're going to run a campaign, you do a custom campaign, a custom domain. And I've done complete shows based on the custom domain. So I'm not going to go through that process here. It's not too hard. It's, some people consider it sort of advanced, but it's not that hard. Custom domain always. You will see every one of my campaigns has a custom domain. You are not limited on the number of custom domains you can have. I say that, I'm pretty sure, except I think the basic, the lowest level may only let you have one active custom domain, but I don't know for sure. Mark Smith says custom domain is great advertising. Absolutely. Why would you be using UpViral.al? Why wouldn't you be using your own domain branding? Your domain, your colors, everything else. Joseph just asked, why use a custom domain? Well, let me go back to my UpViral account. All right, so let's see, that's inactive, 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 inactive. So all the ones that you see that are active, theoretically, unless I've done something wrong, have a custom domain, like freetemplates.viraltrafficguy.com, demofuji.giveawayrocket, contest.byupviral. This one, which I have brought in from one of my client accounts, was a challenge that we did. So I don't have the branding, but you see, if I were to share this or even click it, you'll see that the branding up here is UpViral, right? It's not challengequeens.com or whatever the client's name was. It's very important in my book to have a URL that doesn't look like a, I won't say UpViral looks like a scam, but I have people who have written me and said, hey, that .al, that's .al is Albania. Why would I be clicking on a link that's Albania, right? Because they're actually looking at the ending of this URL. Even though it says UpViral all as one word, people don't always trust it. So why not build a brand? Why not have a link that people theoretically will trust more than UpViral's? Okay, it also shows, by the way, I don't know that I have one active right now, but it will show, and it's, anyway, when it shares on Facebook, it will have your domain listed as opposed to UpViral's domain. So to me, it makes a lot more sense always doing a custom domain. You go set those up over in settings, under custom domains, and you do that here. You see I have, pardon me, 25 custom domains right now. All right, so always use custom domains, always, always, always. Everybody that comes to me as a student will hear that a million times. Why brand UpViral? Why not brand your own business? Deborah asks, so for Pat, would it make sense, or can he use a subdomain called contest.hisdomain.com for the contest that wouldn't bypass the coming soon page? If you use a subdomain, which is the only way you can do it technically in UpViral, yes, you're bypassing the Shopify store when you give people that link. And we're going to talk about that today. As a matter of fact, Deborah, hang around, because there's a really good reason in my book not to do an embed. And we'll talk about that. I'll try to remember to highlight that for you. All right, we're still, Scott, hang on. We're going to get to your thing. We're already 30 minutes in. My question from Pat, will the campaign using my domain still work if the Shopify store? So go back to the thing that Pat, notice all of these, right? All the ones that I have a custom domain on. Let me click on active. This says, let me just click on it, free templates.viraltrafficguy.com. Your Shopify store is here at the root, right? I mean, I can go, I'll open etg.s. So if I go to viraltrafficguy.com, there's a business there, right? Pretend this is a Shopify store. But the subdomain freetemplates.viraltrafficguy.com gets you to the UpViral campaign. This is an UpViral campaign that I'm using as a lead magnet to get you on my list. All right. All right. We're getting way off topic here. Man. We're getting way off topic here. So let me go back. So yes, it bypasses the root domain, right? You guys understand that now. Lewis says, I used the custom domain. However, the email showed up as sending out as UpViral, and it says info@upviral.com. Now, that question was also asked in the UpViral group this morning. And I'm going to pick on poor Danny here. Danny, the product manager for UpViral. Somewhere here, let's see. I think I can find it really fast, but apparently I can't. Let me hit refresh, because this might be an old UpViral page. All right, that's an old one. Here's us. Tony, is there a template strictly for referral rewards? No. Is it possible to change the favicon? Yes. That's in the custom domain setup. I'm trying to get back to where I was going to talk about this. Bring more clients. All right, so here's my point to Lewis. This morning, my second concern is the confirmation email after sending the campaign still shows up as UpViral versus white label. It's the same question you're asking, Lewis. And that's why I highlighted Danny. I have asked them about that, and I think it's on their list of things to fix. But the reason I'm bringing it up here, and I might get in trouble, you've got to email customer support and say, this is a problem for me. The more people that complain about something not being the way they want, will raise it on the priority list. I think this is my personal opinion. I'll be quiet. If you want that fixed, please email UpViral. Thank you, Deborah, by the way, for passing that through. Lewis, I posted in the Facebook group about my recent campaign. Oh, bring more clients is you, Lewis. All right. Okay, so Lewis has another question about not getting enough traffic. So we will get to that, Lewis, but I promised Scott we would get to his campaign, and we're already 30 minutes in. So let's look at Scott's campaign first, because this is supposed to be a review show. Now notice that these are the 3 campaigns, and I'm gonna hit refresh just in case. But these 3 campaigns came to me and they're all listed as closed, as currently not running. I can't look at your campaign if it's not open. If you've paused it, if you have still in draft mode, I cannot look at it. So please make sure your campaigns are open. All right, so Scott, I'm going to make this a little bigger so that it shows up. We doing all right? I am screen sharing, right? Yes, I am. All right. Sometimes I get a little panic because I'm not sure I'm screen sharing properly. All right. Here's Scott's campaign. Scott says, give me the brutal truth. I'm already working on changing the custom domain as we speak, because as you notice, it says UpViral up here. Now, but before you change it, Scott, do me a favor and don't change it in the campaign yet, because I want to show people exactly what happens inside the campaign. All right, fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, wake up refreshed. And now I did spend a few minutes looking at this. Now, also, by the way, what I try to do in a campaign review is to look at it fresh. I don't ask people what they're doing, why they're doing it, what their goals are, how many leads they want, blah, blah, blah. I want to look at a campaign as if I've never seen it before. Now, I did cheat this morning and I did look at it. I actually looked at it the other day when he posted it on the UpViral group, and I've seen some good changes coming through here from suggestions from people. So make sure you post your campaigns, because people are happy to help you with feedback. Not everybody's always right. All right, so here's my biggest tip. When you are looking at your campaign, after you've built it, before you launch it, wipe your brain as clean as you can possibly do it, wipe it, clean it, throw out everything you know about your campaign, and look at your campaign as if you are your perfect avatar, right? The perfect person coming in, what do they see? Or I suggest you actually do both. Look at this from somebody who is not your perfect avatar and think about what they see when they get here. Now, the tip is, remember that you've got 3 to 5 seconds to grab their attention. If they don't get really excited about your offer in 3 to 5 seconds, they're gone. They're not going to sit here and read the whole page. You've got to get their attention first. I'm sorry, my door is still open. Hold on. And now, so here's what we're doing. When we first get to the page, the first thing we probably see visually is this image. Sleep like a log for an entire year. They're probably not going to read this because the image is what attracts us first. Sleep like a log for an entire year, $419 value, enter to win today. I get distracted by reading comments. So this is good. I like Deborah's comment she just made. I'd like to see a bigger image and not so many, because it kind of gets muddy. You do have the image down here. And so if people happen to scroll down, they'll see one, but I tend to agree with what Deborah said. This is too many. I understand that you want to imply that there's an entire year, but you're saying that here. If you wanted to put an entire year, maybe that is an entire year. I don't know how many bottles it takes, but it's just, I think, making it a little muddier. But here's a tip. Here's a tip before you go too far. You could split test this and find out whether Deborah is right, or Mitch, or whomever. Now, when you do a split test in UpViral, make sure that you don't change 50 things between the two different pages, because you're not going to know what's working better. Change one thing and split test it. Don't change 50 things. Joseph has a good input. See, this is what's great. Joseph says, I would have a person sleeping. Initially, I thought it was like vitamins if I focus on the bottles and not the words. All right, so there's gobs of things that potentially you could change. Now, I'm going to back up Scott and say one more thing. Run this campaign multiple times. Do not just trust one result. This is an evolution. I like to say this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay. You are building marketing for the rest of your life here, your business life. So many people run one campaign, and if they don't necessarily get the results they want, they quit. Don't be like that. Somebody made a comment in the UpViral group this morning, said they ran a campaign 2 years ago, and all they got were junk leads, and they haven't done it since. Okay. One campaign does not a life make, right? I'm really frustrated because my monitor just quit on me. Hold on 1 second. I need to see what's going on. I have this problem on my computer where the monitor periodically cuts out on me. As long as I don't lose my Zoom, we'll be okay. All right, I think we're all right. You guys still see me? All right, so putting on your hat, Tony says, who is the target, right? Putting on your hat of the person who's having trouble sleeping, these words up here are what you're really trying to handle, right? You're really trying to expose people to a struggle, a problem. In some cases, the best thing to do is to lead with this, right? And again, split testing will help you try this out and find out what works better. Sleep like a log for an entire year could be the perfect marketing slogan. But what if it said, are you struggling to sleep like a log? Win a year's worth of this to change your life, or some kind of similar phrasing. I think Deborah said something earlier. 419 for a 1 year of good sleep is priceless, right? She said earlier. Steve also said, enter today to win. Enter to win today, either one. I don't think I care one way or the other. One thing that you need to be careful with that I worry about is the phrasing. If you say win today, then that kind of implies everybody that registers is going to win something. So enter to win is a much better phrase. Whether today needs to be in there or not, again, split testing would help you understand that. Steve from Thailand says, is the background related to logs? Kind of, I think. Potentially, though, in terms of, well, we're gonna get to lots of things, all right? One of the things that you also have to contemplate, when I read this, by the way, there's two ways of reading a value statement. I don't know the perfect answer to this. if I read this one way, like Deborah did, $419, but sleeping all night for a year, that's priceless. Some people will read it as, holy crap, I gotta spend $400 just to sleep. That might sound expensive to some people. So again, knowing who your avatar is, your target market, will help you understand whether or not that's an attractive thing or not. You may want to just focus on sleep like a log for an entire year and not have the value on there, because some people will go, oh, that's expensive. Some people will go, that's cool, I want to win that because of the value, right? So you potentially might want to think about that one. To also, and I know that you got help from William. William talked about making the button above the fold, right? Above the fold, as we used to say in the print world, but now we talk about it online. And that's for somebody not having to scroll down. Frankly, earlier this morning, I missed this button. When I looked at this page, it blended in with this, and my eyes did not even see the button. And I got to the end and I'm like, where's the button? There's no button, and I had to scroll back up. Maybe you want to make this not the same width as the image. It just disappeared to me. The other thing that you can do, Scott, is to have another button down here. UpViral templates will let you do that. If somebody's scrolling, it doesn't matter how far they scroll, give them multiple buttons, right? If you're not going to have the bottom part, only have this top section, that's okay. You can test that. But if you're going to have text below, put the button at the bottom as well. If you want to test it, you could also put in the form at the bottom. Pat said, need to timber asleep. I don't know if most people would get that. Juan said, enter to sleep. I'm sorry. Want to sleep like a log, enter to win a year of good sleep. These are all good suggestions. Deborah said, enter to win a year's supply of Slumberjack's nightcaps to sleep like a log. Scott, dang it. I'm sorry, Scott. I went too long talking about the other stuff. Scott said, I need to drop off for another meeting. I will absolutely watch the recording and implement all these changes. Thanks for your feedback. You're welcome, and I'm sorry I took so long at the beginning. Is your label final, Deborah asked. Can you switch that to Slumberjacks as opposed to Jack Slumber? I suspect not, because they've already trademarked that, Deborah. There's a TM. They've already gone through that, slogging through the branding. So I suspect that that's kind of locked in at this point. People, and Steve's still talking about this image, the trees. People glancing may not analyze the connection between Slumberjack, Jack Slumber, and trees. I understand that. And there's a possibility, I think there's a possibility of putting somebody sleeping as opposed to the trees. But again, all of this is stuff that Scott could test. Joseph says, I just noticed the man with the pillow and the log on the bottle. Yes, there's a log there. If that was the image, you would get it right away. You can't even see the man on the bottle with multiple bottles. Yes. I'm looking at a 27-inch monitor and I can barely see the guy with the pillow. And I just noticed, just before Joseph said that, by the way, that is a pillow. I had not noticed that before. It is much more obvious here. So we're starting to get to the right spot. All of this input is really good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for your input. I I don't think we've ever fixed the problem of copy, right? I cannot copy that. I can't. Lewis says, I would love the campaign overview for the account. Lewis, I cannot use your email address and log in. That's the problem I'm having with these people. I cannot log into your account. You have to give me the URL of the campaign itself. I cannot do that, but I think I actually have your campaign over here. More hair naturally, is that you, Lewis? I got it from somewhere. All right, so let's keep going. Winner announced September 30th. I'm not so sure, Scott. Oh, that's not you. I'm not so sure that putting the winner here is the most important thing. I potentially would put that lower on the page. I know you're trying to potentially do scarcity here, but the better scarcity would be a countdown timer, because people don't mentally calculate how many days are left. It's hard. I mean, today is the what, 14th, and this is the 30th, and how many days is that? Blah, blah, blah. So Lewis, if you want, send me privately the URL. Oh, there it is, publicly. All right. Lenny, what if they clone their campaign for you? That's possible, but again, all they've got to do is open the campaign as opposed to sending me the whole thing and cloning it. Over on the Facebook group, Tony said the pain or problem is not mentioned. Now, it is slightly mentioned here. It's just in a positive vein as opposed to a negative vein, but I do agree that their potential for attracting people is much higher if you talk about the pain point here or in here. And again, testing would show you that you can split test images on the page. Juan says the countdown timer would be more efficient than an actual cutoff date. I agree. Steve also said this triple image is still also redundant as we can't see the labels. Yeah, the labels don't do anything for me here. I do have a 27-inch monitor and I can read the labels, but most people, especially on a phone, would not be able to see the labels, and therefore it's not helping, it's distracting. It's good to have a quote or two. One would be kind of, I would rather see more. There's also a link to jackslumbers.com, which is good. But don't forget this, some people may get distracted and not come back. At least it opens in a new tab. All right. All right, so I'm not going to wordsmith any of this. See, this is actually talking about some of the pain points, and potentially that could be at the top. Again, it just all depends, and you need to do some split testing to figure that out. Terms, great question. There is a terms and conditions, and if I click on it, nothing happens. You do need to have terms and conditions. That works. So let's do this, and let's see if I can click that. And there are no terms, so you need to work on that. Got to have terms and conditions. Enter your details below to win a 12-month supply. I'm going to just go ahead. We've talked about most of that stuff. I'm going to put in my Gmail account. I have a question for you, guys and gals. And if Danny were here, I would ask Danny or tell Danny. Do you guys, what do you think of when you see this checkbox? Is this checked already, or is it not checked when you see this? I have a bugaboo about this. Can you tell? Steve Thailand says checked. Joseph says it looks checked. It's checked already. Clive says it's checked. Thank you very much. Pat says it seems checked, but it's not. And that's the thing that drives me crazy about this with that little checkbox in there. Deborah says, I think it looks like it's checked, but it's probably not, because that's Mitch is asking the day in question. So if I click this and this is required, it's going to make me click it. See, please check this box if you want to proceed. I don't like the user interface where, because if I check it, now it's blue. But you guys just confirmed, and I'm going to actually do a screen grab because that's been a bugaboo of mine for a while, and I think they should change it. And you guys just voted. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, gosh, it's already 55 minutes into 53 minutes. All right, so now that that's checked, yes, I want to win and sleep like a log. All right. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Scott's gone. Scott's gone. Dang it. Well, I can't see the sharing page. Darn it. What's funny is that he must have added this geo-targeting after, because I registered and I have seen the sharing page. I just can't get to it. Darn it. Sorry, Scott. All right, well, that doesn't help us. Gary says, I have seen forums where they give us the option to show the box pre-checked. Yes, but this is not, in UpViral's case, you cannot pre-check the box. Try your link from entering, Steve says. I could try that if I go find it in my email, but it will take me a few minutes to find it. Let me see if I can. Well, my email's not open, is it? Let's see if I can go here. I'm going to give this a second to see. Let's see. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Da, 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 da. All right, so no, that doesn't work. All right. So let's move on. I'm going to look at, I know there was, let's see, come here. I wanted to look, I found this campaign, I don't know where it was, but I wanted to highlight something about this campaign. It is an UpViral campaign, but notice this thing, the thing that drives me crazy about this, and I don't know, and I apologize, I don't know who this is, but when I'm on the campaign, they have posted it on their website. I don't know whether this is a widget or a form or how they're doing it, but this is the thing that drove me crazy when I first got here. Hi, Christy. Glad to have you, even though you're late by an hour. Why is this popping up? Why is there a pop-up to subscribe on your contest? This is a fail for me. Okay, on your contest, you shouldn't have a pop-up. Now, watch this, by the way. I'm going to close this. And there was another pop-up. There were two pop-ups that hit me before I got to read the page. This is a big fail for me. Now, the other thing that I'm going to complain about is that look at the top of the page. Okay, and let's compare that. I'm going to go back to the Jack Slumber one. Do you see any menus up here? Do you see anything that's a distraction? The answer is no. There are no distractions. In my book, I were on a contest. I don't want people being distracted. On this campaign, not that, on this campaign, look at all these distractions. Now, I like this. This is the pain point, right, that Tony Duarte was talking about on the Facebook group. This is all distractions. Enter the sweepstakes to win $310 all night as a stem cell thinning hair. More natural starting kiss giveaway. All right. So this is the form, but look at all these distractions. And to me, that's bad. All of these things are bad. If you're running a campaign, make it a simple landing page with no stuff. You've got one job to get them to sign up to your campaign. Why on God's green earth would you be throwing up pop-ups for subscriptions? Because you're going to ask them for their email address already. This is Mitch's opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't bury your contest on your website where people can get distracted. Now, the side thing is that some people will go, well, look, they could go into my shop and buy something. UpViral is a lead gen tool. UpViral is a lead gen tool. UpViral is a lead gen tool. I'm going to say it multiple times. It's not a sales tool. The idea of UpViral is to get them on your list. Don't take them to the shop. Don't take them to your blog. Don't give them all those opportunities. Okay? That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Now, just for fun, I'm going to put my name in here because I want to see what else pops up. And then I'm going to get to Lewis to your campaign. And I'm not going to answer my phone. You are in. See, I like that. But there's all this stuff up here. Double the triple leave your chances. Here's your chances. Here's the UpViral stuff. Notice the URL here is UpViral. It is not morehairnaturally.com. Steve says this could be more haircuts. Christy, is this your campaign? Christy says, gotcha, Mitch. Oh, she says, no, it's not. Okay. All right. Notice I'm going to click on share on Facebook because I didn't get to do it on the other campaign from Scott because I delayed too long. This is a good image. Enter the sweepstakes to win advanced stem cells program for thinning hair. And there's a good picture of people doing something. Now, it's not specifically hair, but I understand what you're doing. Christy, are you one of the people that submitted a campaign that's closed? She says, I submitted a campaign. Oh, that's right. I did email you. Which one is it? Not that one. Not that one. Did you open it? Did you see my email, Christy? They're all the ones that were submitted except for Scott's were closed. So it's probably in draft mode, Christy. It needs to be out of draft mode for me to be able to see it. All right, but I told Lewis I would look at his campaign. All right. So this is the one you submitted to UpViral earlier. And there was a video and The video had no audio for whatever reason. Good stuff. So located in La Mirada area. I like this. People that are doing local campaigns often forget the fact that there may be people coming to your landing page because it might have been shared on Facebook or something, and they don't understand where the restaurant is. So this is good. I like this. 15% off your order Monday through Thursday. Now, what you've just told me is this is a sales page. I do not care for this, Lewis. This is not part of what I think you're trying to do, because I think what you're trying to do is to offer a contest. Now, you could test this, of course, but when I saw your post, you said that people are registering to win a dinner for two. Why does this not say win a dinner for two? Why does it say 15%? This, to me, feels very, I don't say spammy, but I give you the point that it feels like just marketing. And yes, I might want 15% off, but if you're running a contest, promote the contest. Don't promote the 15% off. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Steve said, how many percent off? What's excluded? Well, it says 15% off right there. Go straight to the grand prize. That's my opinion. Of course, you can test it, but if you're running a contest, tell them about the contest. All right. 15%, Deborah says, under the location text repeats the text headline, so it's redundant. Yes. We got 15% off, 15% off, 15% off, 15% off, 4 times. Keep the main thing, the main thing. AJ, my buddy from the mastermind, says, he says it all the time. Keep it simple. You may be giving everybody 15% off, but the main goal, I believe, based on what I saw on your UpViral post, is that you're running a contest. People are more excited about a contest and the chance to win a fancy dinner for two than 15% off. Okay. Here it finally says, win a free VIP meal for two. Tell me about the VIP for two. Okay. You can tell them about the 15% off in an email. You can tell them about that on the thank you page. You can tell them about that later. That's not the main thing. I do not care for filling in my birthday and my phone, just so you know. This would stop me from entering. Now, Steve, I'm going to hold on to that for a second. I don't. So the more fields you have on an opt-in form, the fewer emails you're going to get. I don't want to give you my birthday, and I certainly don't want to give you my phone. This is supposed to say none, and this is going to say none. And then I'm going to check the box. And then I want to enter. This says enter a number because you forced me to. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care for that personally. I would not sign up for your campaign because the suspicion is you're going to send me a phone call. You're going to call me about something. If you're going to ask for my phone number, tell me why you're asking me for my phone number. Steve Thailand says red on green equals no. And I agree. I can't read this very well. Deborah says, oh my gosh, I had no idea the real prize was a VIP meal experience and the $15 or 15% off as a milestone prize. Please don't ask for too much personal information. Get that via email later. Actually, what I was going to suggest is that you can make those custom actions. You could give a custom action that says, give us your birthday and we will send you a special prize on your birthday. Give us your phone number and we will text you updates, blah, blah, blah. Make that a custom action. And that's what Steve said earlier, check your email for the 15% off code word. You could put that in the email as well, right? You could say right here, you could say at the top of the page, check your email for an incredible special offer or a bonus prize or something. Don't even tell them that it's 15% off. Make it a mystery. Get them to open your emails. Okay. You have been entered to win a free dinner for two. Want to increase your chances. Here, I'm going to tell you this. I hate. I dislike the choice that many marketers or novice marketers say, and many of you are now going, oh, here he goes with that. I don't care for this want to increase question. I don't care for the want to in a question because they may say no. You don't want them to say no. Say, increase your chance of winning the VIP dinner for two. Bang, exclamation point. Don't make it so wishy-washy. Increase your chances of winning the prize. Wishy-washy, yes, that's my, the other one I use all the time is mamby-pamby, but I don't think anybody, I don't even know how to spell it, but I use it. Don't be mamby-pamby here. Be positive and encouraging. Unless you're talking about a pain point, then you want to be questioning and talking about struggles and stuff. But when you want somebody to take an action, don't ask them. Don't ask them. Tell them. Three steps for increasing your chance of winning the VIP dinner. Invite your friends. Share on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Make it 3 steps. Tell them what to do and have them do it. Okay. Now, I do care for the fact that you have +3, +3, +1, +1. I don't know why you're making LinkedIn less value. Share on WhatsApp, that should be one of the highest values. Share on Messenger should be one of the highest because those are one-on-one conversations. Those things actually work very well. If you look at your reports in your UpViral and there's an entire session or 2 on reporting in UpViral here in the Copilot show, I talk a lot about looking at your data. And my friend AJ, who's one of my students, will tell you we changed his campaign completely based on looking at the results. If you're not looking at the data, you fail. And I'm pretty stern about that. My mastermind people will tell you that. If you're not looking at numbers, you're failing on your campaign. All right. So here's the URL. Bless you. I'm going to ring the bell for you. You are doing the custom domain. So bravo for that. I appreciate that. Look at this. You will be getting a spectacular night out with 2 free dinners. Why the heck wasn't this on the opt-in page? I know we've talked about that already. 2 free dinners. Video. Imagine you and your guests. All this should be on the front page. Front page stuff. Here's the steps. Put the steps up at the top. Now, there is debate in my mind, and I've debated this, and we talk about it a lot on campaigns. Is it more important to have the buttons above the fold or the instructions? I think some people know what the buttons do. Maybe the majority of the people know what the buttons do, but sometimes it's better if you give them the instructions so they know what to do. Put the instructions up here at the top. First step, go check your email. There's a surprise there. Step 2, share on Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah with the buttons below. Step 3, take your link, copy your link, and email it to somebody. Give them those steps. Deborah is also pointing out one of my hot buttons, which we definitely want to talk about. Thank you, Deborah. There is actually a hint of what Deborah said. What Deborah said was award a prize to the winner who referred the winner to the winner referrer. It helps to avoid the concerns of, I don't want my friends to win, right? You kind of sort of addressed that actually down here. If your friend wins, they might let you join. Well, they're not going to do that. But if you told them, if your friend wins, we'll give you 2 free dinners too, that's a whole nother story. And you want to flip the story, right? If you go to a restaurant and there's a fish bowl at the cash register, in the comments, tell me how, when you get to that fish bowl that says win a VIP dinner for 2, how many business cards do you want to see in that fish bowl when you get there? In the comments, tell me. Deborah says, see if anybody else says, how many business cards do you want to see in that fish bowl? Do you want it filled to the top, or do you want it to be none? Lewis said, till the bowl is full. If you're, yes, you, the business owner, want the bowl full, but the person coming up to the fishbowl wants there to be 0, like Deborah said. You want to have the fewest number of people registering if there's only 1 prize. So this is why the idea of giving multiple prizes and giving the same prize to the person that refers the winner will help you out, because that takes a lot of the stigma of being a loser out, right? If I bring in Betty Lou and she wins, then I get the same prize. Well, heck yes, I'm going to invite more people. Lewis says, I was not aware. And yes, Lewis. Lewis says, this is my first project on UpViral. Here's the deal. And Pat asked the same question. Pat said, aside from, I'm going to move this chat over here so I'm looking at you. Pat said, aside from stating on the page somewhere that the winner, the referrer, also wins, are there any special settings in your campaign? This is one of the things that I struggle with, because UpViral has this thing currently that says grand prize winner in it. The implication is that there's only 1 winner, and there's not a way to duplicate that thing. So all of the prizes really are manual. You always, with UpViral setup, the only way to do a contest winner selection, even if you're doing most points or you're doing random draw, is to do it manually, because that allows you to determine the number of prizes. I've run campaigns where there are 1,000 winners, but it's all external. It's all manual. Let me clarify. I'm doing winner selection manually inside of UpViral with the random draw, or we're doing most points and we're taking the top 100 or whatever. So it's all of that setup is manual. And that's true for other tools as well. It's not just an UpViral negative thing. It's true for most tools. Lewis said, I was not aware you could find the friend of the winner on the UpViral platform. So let me show you really fast what I'm talking about, just to be clear. If I go over to my UpViral, that's a Facebook thing. I'm sorry, where am I? See, now I've got the chat in my face and I don't know where I am. All right, so let me go to this tab. So let's suppose that, let's see, one that has, so this was a campaign I did for a client. We're just gonna use it for fun. I'm gonna go to, well, let's just click here. We're gonna go to the reports page, which we're gonna skip right past. Because up here at the top, what you're gonna see is winners. Now, shoot, this one has winners already. So, but the key here, let me switch campaigns again. Let me just go to my newsletter sign up. Let's just pretend that this was a contest. So if I go to winners, there are no winners, right? And this is where I struggle with this. But let's say this is a contest where where 3 people are going to win random draw. Now I'm going to click this button and you are going to see some email data, which is why I struggle with this, but please don't steal these people's emails. They're not registering for your campaign. They're not the right person for you. But if I do pick more winners, I'm going to do at random, and I'm going to do 3 winners. So I'm going to do next. And what it does is it shows you right here the winners and the winner's email. Look, I won twice. Woohoo! Over here, it shows you who referred this person. So you can definitely see that in the winner selection. And you can also see it if you go over to the leads and you go to Nina, for example. You can see if somebody referred her, it would be right up here at the top. This one doesn't show it, but that's the way it would work. I'm not going to spend the time to try to find somebody. Well, actually, I can do that in this case by sorting by points. So if we looked at Giselle's referred a couple of people. So if I click on this, you'll see up here it says referred by Giselle. All right. So that's how you see that. And Steve correctly points out, thank you, Steve. And you see it in the data download. So if you do this export all, that referral data will be in that download. I use that all the time. All right, so Lewis. Earlier, Lewis said, I love the overview help. The overview helped. Amazing stuff, guys. I will focus on the main offer of 2 free dinners and follow up in the email with 15% off for the buy one, get one, or the buy one, get one. Check your email for an incredible offer. Correct. I think that's a better way of running a campaign. I was not aware you could find a friend. We talked about that. Give them a reason to refer instead of considering what their odds are. Yes, that's what the implication is. You could select most points win in UpViral, but factually select the winner manually, right? Now, just between you and me, because I think Lewis's campaign is a most points. If people see a most points campaign, they bail out. I have been told over and over and over that if they see its most points, they will run away screaming because nobody thinks they have the biggest social network. Nobody feels confident enough to win a most points campaign. You are hurting yourself if you do that. If that's the only way you pick winners. There is multiple times in the Copilot show, what I've talked about is the bestest. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste this link and we're gonna do Tobin in the chat. Click on the link because it won't be saved. There's a link. Oops, I sent it only to panelists. Duh. Send it to everyone, and I'm going to paste it in there again. Tobin's article talks about the 3 prizes. One of them being a random draw for the grand prize. The other one being your friend wins, you win too, which is what we've been talking about with the referrer. And then the third one is most points. I highly advise reading that article from Tobin. It was written a couple of years ago, but it is still freaking true. I'm almost always do a 3 prize package if I can. AJ, who's here, does a 4 prize package because what he does is he does random draw, the person that recommended the random draw winner, most points, and then he does the person who recommended the most points winner. He does all 4. So you can see that in that article from Tobin. It has been posted in the UpViral group too, by the way. So if you go in the UpViral group, you can search for that link. I'm never going to remember to post that link in the UpViral group after this archive. Actually, I can put it in the comments, can't I? Duh. It's in the Facebook comments of this live stream. All right. Let's go back to Mark says, this is great stuff. It would be great to hire someone to do this. Huh. I wonder who you know, Mark. And I know you've sent me a private message. We'll get on a conversation. Christy says, I have to launch my campaign in order for you to be able to see it. Yes, you have to launch it. Let me know when you do that, Christy, and we will look at it really fast. With a summit, it's tricky, though. Registrants for a free pass will be sent the one-time offer. You're telling me what this is before I look at it. I'm trying to not see. Let's see. Let's go back to Chrome. I don't know which of these 3 it was. Not, oops. Sorry, I just moved it. Is your campaign open yet? I don't know which one it was. Let me freeze the screen and go here, Christy. It's 120271. All right, so it's this one. I have the link, Christy. All you have to do is open it. All you have to do is push that launch button while I have a quick drink. All right, done, she says. Done, done, done. All right, bravo. Mom's leaving the 9 to 5 summit. You have a very intriguing title because I'm having trouble reading it. It might be more helpful to call it The Moms Leaving the 9 to 5 Summit. Moms leaving the 9 to 5 summit. Why are they leaving the summit? It's just a little bit of a challenge. So I understand it's called Moms Leaving the 9 to 5, and you're having a summit. Win a 1-hour private consultation with Michaela Quinn. Contest runs from September 27th to 10th October. Interesting time frame. If you saw the earlier one, I'm not sure you want to put that up here. You're assuming that people know who Michaela is. Michaela? Me and my language. So I'm not sure you want this button up here. I think you, and maybe people do, maybe they know who she is. So here's, and yes, Christy just said, this is Christy's campaign, all about Michaela is in the poster. Okay, now, what you missed when we started is that what I'm trying to do is to look at this as if I know nothing about the page, because there are a large number of people that are going to land on your page who are cold traffic. And if they don't understand the offer, they're leaving. Right? So this thing up here is the first thing they're going to see the way it is done right now. This is the first thing they're going to see. Mom's leaving the 9 to 5 summit. Win a 1-hour private consultation. I don't know who she is. I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm gone. Okay. Don't go, Mitch. Stay. I'm just telling you, though, for somebody, you got 3 seconds to get their attention. And if you scare them off right off the bat with something that they don't understand, or they don't understand the value of, this could be worth $10,000. I don't know who Michaela Quinn is. I don't understand the value. And I'm repeating this because I want people to really understand this. Anybody that's watching later, this is critical. If you don't grab them right away, they're gone. They're not going to sit around and read the page. Okay. Joseph says, I can't read the name on the poster. Yeah, I am having trouble with that too. But let's just assume this is at the top. The first thing it says is share and win. Sorry, Christy. I don't want to share. I don't want to be a sharer. I'm assuming that because you say share, that's the only way for me to win. I'm out. I'm gone. Win a 1-hour private consultation with this amazing, and what is she going to do for me? Okay, all of this stuff, Forbes and Fox for featured contributor, founder of Overwhelmed, Overbooked, and host of the live free pod. I don't know. Sorry, Christy. This is a fail. I'm going to be really mean. I don't understand what this offer is. Who is she? Why is she here? This does not tell me anything about why I want an hour with her. I don't care whether it's $1,000 or $50,000. And what you missed at the beginning, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm trying to be brutal and honest so that you understand what people see when they come to your page. I love my pages. I think they're the best frickin' pages on the planet and that everybody should instantly understand them. But other people, and Lenny will tell you this, when they get to my page, they don't necessarily understand what it is. So this is a matter of working, understanding what other people see. And I earlier recommended that for every campaign you do, you invite somebody that doesn't know what you're doing to look at your page and tell you the same stuff. So Christy says, win a 1-hour consultation with Michaela Quinn and get your online business started the right way. Okay, flip it. That's better, but flip it. Why? The biggest question is why? The biggest question on the page should be, are you struggling leaving the corporate 9 to 5? Do you have the greatest business on the planet, but you don't know how to get started? Do you want to run an online business and get started the right way? Michaela is the expert. She can help you, blah, 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 change your business. Start with the pain point. When I land on the page, I need to feel like you understand what my struggles are. I need to know that you are right there with me struggling and that you have the solution. Joseph says, I actually thought she was a teacher based on the picture. I can kind of understand that as well. All right. So take these words, come back and watch the replay, craft this such that you're talking about the pain points first. Talk about why somebody, and you haven't mentioned the summit yet either. It says register for the summit. What's the purpose of the summit? Is it an online summit? Is it an in-person summit? What do I have to do? What's the purpose? How many days is it? How much time do I have to invest in it? Get your friends to register as well. Don't tell them this until the sharing page. You don't ask them to do any work until the sharing page. Don't tell them share and win because they think that's work. Oh my God, I don't want to have to do work. Don't make me do work, Christy. Where do you put the information about the summit? Down here. Okay. You please don't be mad, but you got to rework the whole page. You got to convince somebody why they want to attend the summit. You got to convince them why they want to spend an hour with Michaela. You got to reformat this so they feel like you are helping them, that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread and they have to sign up. I'll tell you what my good friend Bradley says all the time. The offer, and in this case is a contest to have time with Michaela, your people have to see that offer and they need to be able to feel like they would be willing to crawl through broken glass to get it. Right now, everybody that comes to this page feels like, hey, this is somebody I don't know. I don't know what the summit's about. I don't understand why I have to share it in order to win. I don't even know who Michaela Quinn is. So please don't take this personally, but these are the things you've got to put on this landing page to get somebody to feel like they are going to crawl through broken glass to get this offer and then be able to share it. Okay. You're getting some very good input there in the comments as well. Deborah or Christy says, I'll reword everything and resend for vetting next week. We're not doing campaign reviews next week. Sorry about that. Next week, by the way, in the co-pilot show, William and I are going to talk about the UpViral campaign that they just ran. And look at the results and see how well that worked for them and what we can learn from that. So there was a show 2 weeks ago before the campaign ran. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago. And then we're going to next Tuesday review that campaign. Christy, if you send me a message, I will help you look at this campaign later after you've reworked it. But it will be at least a month before we have another another review show. But good start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and accept this because I want to see what's on the other page. And I actually didn't look at, or did I? Lewis's page, his social sharing. Clive says the feedback in this meeting is invaluable as always. Thank you, Clive. If you wouldn't mind, anybody that wants to take a few minutes on the email that you got from UpViral, or send them a reply and say, hey, this really rocked. I appreciate this show. I appreciate Mitch teaching us, etc. That would help me. Want to increase, and Christy, go back and rewatch if you weren't here. I hate this phrase. Even though it's on many of the UpViral templates, this crushes me. Increase your chances of winning. Don't say want to. Invite your friends, get one extra chance of winning for every friend who joins this contest. Make this 50. This is a thing that people don't quite understand. When I first started using UpViral 6 years ago, I was doing something like this, and UpViral even in the templates does this. Invite your friends and get one more chance of winning. No, 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 no. I started at 1, I went to 5, then I went to 10, then I went to 20. I'm now at 50 points or 100 points. Your job is to get people excited about referring others. If you don't make it enticing, they're not going to do it. There was somebody that asked earlier on the UpViral group that I was going to mention that said, well, I run a campaign and people aren't sharing. The simple answer to that is they don't have a reason to. You are not giving them a reason to share. And therefore, you got to fix it. Christy asks, does this sentence correlate directly with the points I'm awarding them for sharing? Okay. So I can click this button and I can get 2 points for sharing on Facebook. Right? And we're going to talk about that in just a second. This, if somebody sees this on Facebook and comes in, so let's be clear. Let's suppose Betty signs up to your summit and she shares this image on her Facebook timeline, and Paula comes in and signs up. Right now, the way you have this set up, Paula gets 1 entry for joining the contest, but Betty Lou gets 1 point for inviting Paula. I'm saying make this be 50 points or 100 points so that Betty Lou goes, holy cow, I have many more chances to win that meeting with Michaela because Paula signed up. I'm going to invite somebody else. This is what grows your business. If you're not making this part exciting, then why run the campaign? I'd be blunt. So Christy is asking, where is that in UpViral? Let me go to this. We can't look at that because it's not the right campaign. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down to one of my old campaigns for a client. We'll go to this one. It's closed, but it doesn't matter. Setup. You know, I told you to write UpViral, by the way, earlier, and tell them thank you for Mitch. Do me another favor and invite somebody to this show next week. Give them the link to the sign up and ask them to come to the UpViral Copilot show because you got so much value and it could help their business. All right. So this was a contest I ran for Fujifilm. But if we go to actions, you will see this section, points for referral. I'm sorry, points for sign up / referral actions. So when somebody joins the campaign, they get 1 point. When somebody refers somebody else, they get 20 points. This is the number I'm talking about that is appearing right here in this instance. Okay, you want to make that 20 may not be the right number, 50 might not be the right number, 100 may not be the right number, could be 5. I suggest large numbers because this is the thing that you want them to do the most. You want them to help you build your email list. Deborah, in my opinion, points don't cost the campaign owner anything. Ring the bell for Deborah. Give them away like candy. Points don't matter to you as a campaign runner. Don't be mad at me, Wilco, but some of the videos that Wilco has done in the past, because Christy just said, I initially put in 10, but the quick start video said 1 point. You can't learn everything you need to learn from the quick starts, right? The quick start is a good place to start. But what I'm telling you here is that this thing right here, this referral sign up, is the most critical part of your campaign. If you're not incentivizing people to refer others, why do it? Now, this can correlate to incentives, right? You can give people incentives for getting an X number of points, blah, blah, blah. That all works together. But if you are not encouraging people to sign up, just go back to your old opt-in pages and quit doing this. Quit doing UpViral. This is critical. All right, you guys with me on that? Let me know in the comments. To finish Deborah's, points don't cost the campaign owner anything, but they do jack up the heart rate of the entrance. It increases the perceived value of the points and the prize. Exactly. All right. This is the gold. Now, there are some special options over here. Don't ever, 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 ever do this. I wanted them to take this away. They at least hid it. You do not want to give anybody points for visits. Visits don't matter. Signups matter. Referrals matter a whole ton. Points for visiting, don't ever put that on more than 0. Well, that's not hiding. I'm custom domain without this distractions on the top. So yeah, we talked about that earlier. Okay, I think I've addressed all that. Now, there's also this. There's entire shows in the oh, I wanted to show you guys, by the way, I forgot all about this. If you want to see the older Copilot shows, go inside your UpViral dashboard and go to the Learning Center and go to the Copilot show right here. And if you click on that button, it will take you to the shows and you can see all the episodes. Somebody asked earlier when we started on Zoom. I don't remember who asked that. I think it was episode 52 or so. I don't remember, somewhere in here. Doesn't matter. But there is, and what did I don't remember why I started to come in here. But these are where all the archives are of the previous Copilot shows. And let me tell you, there are some doozies in here. These Copilot shows are worth thousands of dollars to your business. And I'm just saying it because they're mine. But for those of you who come every week, you guys can also verify. There's some absolute gold in here. Oh, what I started, episode 62, by the way, was the one, 7 ways to use UpViral that are not contests. This one is fantabulous, if I say so myself. So episode 64 was the UpViral contest that we're going to talk about next week. All right, Pat says, I am getting confused with incentive versus grand prize. All right. An incentive, they used to call it a reward. I kind of like rewards. Think of it as something that everybody can get if they get to a point level. All right, so in this case, this ongoing email, free shipping with your next order, you just have to get 20 points. And notice it says how many people have unlocked this. Now, this was just a campaign that's in draft that I cloned earlier in the show. But this incentive, everybody could earn it if they get to 20 points. Okay. A grand prize is like if you're doing a contest or a giveaway where you are going to have 3 prize winners and you're going to, for that we talked about before, like the Tobin way, you're going to give away the dinner for 2 that we were talking about earlier. That's a grand prize. Now, the thing about the way UpViral currently is that grand prize is never mentioned anywhere to the end user. They don't see that. You put it in the body text of your landing pages and your sharing pages and your emails, but they don't see it anywhere. This is kind of sort of for you. You could have 3 prize winners. You could have 50 prize winners. All of that is determined by you. Realistically, this grand prize is only used for the campaign close date. The way I talk to people about it, I just use it for the date. That's all I use it for. Because I'm defining the prizes on the pages and in the emails. How long should a contest go on? It depends. If the grand prize, I'm going back to Pat's question. If the grand prize is to win one of my physical products, are the incentives additional points? Or can entries a second prize draw? Or no. The incentives have nothing to do with prize draws. They're simply based on points. And if Betty Lou gets to 20 points, she gets this thing. If Betty Lou gets to 40 points, she gets this thing. They are not contest prizes. They are incentives for referring other people. They cannot be both secondary prize draws. They are not prize draws. They are not prize draws. They are incentives earned for sharing and referring people. Deborah found the Copilot show on custom domains. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. All right, so I think I've answered all the questions. Let me know if I've missed anything. If you posted a question and I didn't see it. We have gone on for almost 2 hours, so we need to wrap this up. All right, so did I miss anything? You guys let me know. If I've missed anything, I'm going to take a quick drink and we'll just chit chat. Next Tuesday is the UpViral campaign review show. Christy says, thank you, Christy. What an amazing show for a first timer like me. You are welcome. If you want to connect with me, you can go grab me on Facebook. You can chat with me in the UpViral Facebook group if you want. Deborah has posted all the links. By the way, if you aren't using UpViral, and you should, you can get the $1 trial, which the Copilot special is 30 days. If you just go to the landing page, you'll only get 14-day free, $1 trial. I keep saying free, $1 trial. If you go to the homepage, you'll get $1 for 14 days. You'll get 14 days for $1. If you use the link that Deborah just showed, you'll get 30 days for your $1. Richard says, how do we save the chat? I am sorry, but the chat is not savable. And I have asked UpViral about that because it's their Zoom account that is causing the problem. Deborah says, grab a screenshot of the section you want. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten that fixed yet. And let me also tell you this. For those people, I've heard from a million different people, $49 a month, $79 a month, whatever it is, whatever price level you're paying for UpViral, If you go by the rule in the marketing industry that an email is worth $1 per month per person to your business, all you got to do is add 100 people to your email list, and UpViral is free for the rest of your business life. If you add more than 100 people, then it pays for itself. All you got to do is keep growing your list and keep doing the right kind of nurturing. List generation is critical to your business. Keep growing your list. UpViral is one of the cheapest things I've ever seen in my life. And yes, I did get a lifetime deal when they first launched, so I'm not paying for it right now. But if you're using your list properly, it pays for itself. So many other tools have a dollar cost to them. Your CRMs, your spreadsheets, your all these other things that are $9, $10 a month or whatever. UpViral pays for itself in just 100 leads forever. The assumption is you are nurturing your list properly and selling to your list properly. Amir, on the Facebook chat, I'm just seeing your question. I'm keenly waiting for your assessment on why one should avoid the UpViral embed. UpViral and I disagree on this one. I'll answer very quickly. And Amir, if you're still there, that was 25 minutes ago. I apologize, I didn't see it till just now. The embed is complicated to implement, especially for newbies. Number two, what they typically do is put it on a website that has menus and junk and distractions at the top and on the sides and everything else. The number one goal of your campaign is to get people to sign up, not get distracted. Testing the widget typically is the hardest part. People don't test the widget. They assume that it works, and then they find out that it's not working properly, and then they call me, and we spend 3 hours debugging the problem. UpViral has a great landing page option with a custom domain. You're branding it to your domain. Simply build the pages inside of UpViral, get launched, no distractions, nothing else. It's simple. You're building the campaign anyway. Why not just build it inside of UpViral? I don't understand this fixation with it. Oh, it has to be on my page. With the custom domain, you are putting it on your page. It couldn't look just like your website without the distractions. I've fought this. UpViral loves to tell you, and it's a choice. I shouldn't say that. My choice, my recommendation to everybody I ever talk to is just be simple. I had a client, I'll tell you about Ken. He and I worked for 10 hours because I tracked my time trying to implement a widget inside his WordPress site. 10 hours. I rebuilt the page inside an UpViral campaign in less than 30 minutes, and we launched. Why would people want to do all that? Oh, it's got to be inside my website. It doesn't. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Joseph, I missed the conversation about why most points contests don't work. All right, so let me explain this differently. A most points campaign works fabulously for you, the contest owner, especially if people are willing to spam your campaign everywhere to get the most points. AJ and I have had this conversation in the mastermind multiple times. What people have told me when I survey them, and I've seen it online over and over and over in conversations about contests and registering for contests, People have told me directly and indirectly that if they see that the campaign is a most points campaign where you have to have the most number of points, they instantly bail out. They don't want to be involved because they're sitting they understand that the way to get points is to refer people, and they assume that their network of 5 friends is not going to be big enough to beat Paula, who's got 3,000 friends. So they don't even register. They tell me this over and over and over. Most people hate, from an entrance perspective, a most points campaign. They will not register if they see that that's true. And they get mad if you don't tell them on the front page. And I'll go back to the Lewis's campaign about the restaurant, because I saw that his campaign is most points. Some people get angry because you didn't tell them on the landing page that it's a most points campaign, because they would have left. Now you've got their email address and they're not going to win. They're pissed off because now they're like, now I've given you my email address. You're going to send me a whole bunch of emails and I can't possibly win. Which goes back to the link that I gave you before about Tobin's article about the 3 prize winners. Do a random draw prize. Everybody's got a chance to win for a random draw prize. I don't know why everybody's so fixated on most points. I know that we fixate on it because we want the most number of people registered. But it also, by the way, causes a lot of fraud because people will register fake emails. Yeah, it's true. Because they think they're trying to earn the most points, they will register fake emails. Let me tell you about the young man that I caught who registered 600 people in my account to win that Fuji camera that we were talking about earlier. He sat there and registered 600 people because we had a most points prize in that campaign. I caught him, but there were 600 people on my email list that I gave to Fuji. Actually, I took them off, that were not ever going to be appropriate, never going to buy a camera, because this guy spent the time registering 600 people. He took the university's phone book and just started putting in people because he had their email addresses. Most points campaigns often have the most fraud. Is that a good enough answer for you? Joseph, I do not like most points campaigns, and 95% of the people out on the planet don't like them either. I go back to that fishbowl, right? People want to be a winner, and if they don't think they have a chance, they're walking away. You want to make it easy for them to be a winner. They're not going to win, maybe, but at least they have a shot. You're welcome, Joseph. All right. Thank you, each and everyone. I think we're going to wrap it up there. Nobody's asked a question. Deborah, thank you so much for the links again. Deborah says, support Mitch and the Copilot Show. Leave a comment in the Facebook group with your biggest takeaway from today's show. Yes, I would appreciate that too. Thank you very much for reminding me about Deborah. Christy, you're welcome. All right, so next week, by the way, let's not forget, Lewis, how many campaigns can I run in my account at one time? As many as you want. There are no limits on campaigns. Kiki says, you are the best, Mitch. Thank you very much. No, I don't want to answer that. Thank you very much for being here. Next Tuesday, we are going to review the UpViral campaign. Hopefully you participated in that. Joseph says, I learned a lot. I was all set to do most points campaigns to death. Now, again, You can absolutely do most points, but do the 3 prize thing, or at least 2 prizes. Do a random draw and a most points, so you're attracting both kinds of people. Costs you a little bit more for a prize. If it's a digital prize, it costs you nothing. And people like to have more prizes than just one. So it's a win-win. Claudia, welcome, Claudia. Thank you, Mitch, for another amazing show. Came in later, but great to join in again. Great to have you. Next Tuesday, the campaign review of UpViral's campaign. How well did that work for them? I'm eager to know because I don't have a clue. I certainly had lots of things that I would have done differently, but let's see how well it worked, because we can always learn, always be learning. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you again next week on the Copilot Show.